I'm in the garden of the Chapel in the Fields. I was here about a month ago when a couple of guys turned up with a platform crane and a chainsaw and began very carefully to take away some very particular branches of the two trees that you can see behind me. About a week or so ago, the reason for that was revealed. They came into the field with a huge machine that prepared the field for potatoes, ploughed the field, and then planted the potatoes. And the machine was so big that they needed to trim the trees at the edges of the field in order to get the machine in and in order to be able to plant potatoes as close to the edge of the field as they could. We sometimes think about fields as being sort of the countryside, but of course fields are places of work. A field is an area that we have enclosed with a wall or a fence, and it's an area that we're making use of it in order to grow food or to feed animals or to grow flowers or to do all sorts of things. But a field is a place where we meet the created world. Fields appear a lot in parables. Nadia Bolz-Weber, the American pastor and theologian, tells a story about the central pivot irrigation system which was invented in Colorado to feed crops with water in an area that was really perhaps too dry for crops to grow. The idea was that there was a kind of watering arm which went round and round the central pivot and watered a circle where crops could grow. And if you look down on Colorado or Nevada from the air, you see these circles in the fields, circles where the crops are growing green. What Nadia Bolz-Weber wanted to talk about in her parable, though, was the corners of those fields, the parts where the irrigation, where the arm didn't reach. And she saw that as being a parable about the church, about the sense that there are those that the church welcomes into its community and serves and feeds, but there are also some who are, or who feel themselves to be, outside, where the water never quite reaches in the edges of the field. And that got me thinking about the way Jesus taught and the people Jesus taught. There are many pictures of sinners, publicans, tax collectors gathering around Jesus to hear what he had to say, and pictures too of the religious people, the teachers of the religious law, the Pharisees, the priests, in some ways being outside that circle of people to whom Jesus preached. If you like, it's the mirror image of what you might expect in the church. We find that those who are outcasts, those who are not welcome in places, are at the centre, and those who are part of the establishment of religion find themselves on the outside. They choose to be on the outside. Perhaps in our lives of faith, we come to feel that we know where the good ground is. There is ground which is cultivated, which is gone over and over, and it's in that ground that we invest our hope and our faith. But maybe there are places we miss. Maybe around the edges of that cultivated land, maybe around the edges of our lives of faith, God is waiting to meet us and surprise us.